everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Capricious Pod. I am Dashmeet and I don't have my friend Savera with me for today, but we both would genuinely like to thank each and every one of you for your love and support that we had received for the first episode. And we have also been mindful of the feedback that we have happened to receive, which is also important for the growth. So thank you so much for that as well. So today's episode is going to be about a book that I had happened to read in the most recent times, even though it was published late in the 97. So there's a very good chance that you have read this book or you may have not read this book. But anyway, I would just like to go forward with further ado about the book that I'll be reviewing. So the book's name is Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. Now straight up, when I was recommended this book to read, in fact not like a recommendation, I was in fact gifted this book to read, I was just it's going to be a very long read, it's 200 pages. But it completely flipped my expectations because firstly, it has been an easy read, and secondly, it had these little nuggets of knowledge bombs here and there. Starting off, what is this book all about? Now, this book is about the story, or basically it chronicles the weekly meetings of two important characters in this book. That is all this book is about. So it's like a very heartfelt conversation between the author, Mitch Albom, and his professor, Morrie Schwartz, who is suffering from ALS. Now, in the beginning itself, the author makes it pretty clear that this is going to be a sappy read because of the emergence of the fact that his professor is suffering from something which is deadly. So throughout the conversations, you will find yourself balancing between which side to favor because of the fact that both the characters are in stark contrast with each other. So on one hand, we have Mitch, who is young, ambitious, driven, and has a very particular way of looking at things and making every hour of his waking hours count. But when it comes to Morrie, he is like a veteran who has done all the things that he's wanted in his life, and there is no such part in the book that makes you feel that he's dwelling in self-pity or regret or any sort of loathing, because he has decided to celebrate each and every day of his life, even though he knows that he's not going to live for too long. Now, I must admit that in few parts of the book, I just felt that it was more like a preaching book instead of a basic conversation you have. But then I have also taken into account the fact that when somebody is nearing his death, it's obvious to, appreciate each and everything in life and also preach about it. So I think I can cut him some slack in that area. But what I really love about this book is the mutual admiration, love, and respect that the characters have for each other, even though they are polar opposite to each other. And one more thing that I found really pure about this book is that it establishes, but not only establishes, but also solidifies the relationship between a teacher and a student. And then it transcends it into a relationship of friendship. We do not see so many books that highlight the importance of friendship between a teacher and a student, and this book thoroughly does that. Not at one point would you feel during reading the book, at least I didn't, that this is such a snoozy read and it would just make you sleep without the use of any sleeping pills. In fact, I happened to start reading this book when I was at the airport, and I wasn't expecting it to be such a sappy read, because at the end of it, for some reason, my eyes started to sweat. So yeah, that's that. It makes you feel a lot of things at once. Another thing that is striking about this book is how seamlessly the author makes you feel that you are in a situation wherein you are having a very intimate conversation between two people who have their own quandaries in their life. His style is very simple. There are small sentences, small paras, small chapters, and there is an ease to the words that he has used and the flow of the sentences and structure that he has incorporated. So that is definitely that would motivate anybody to go to the next chapter and reread a couple of times, because there were moments where I happened to just pause for a moment, look at the blank space or at the ceiling of the airport and just think about the sentence that was written, because there were few instances that just made you feel that what is life really about? I know this is turning into a philosophical talk right now, but that's what the book does to you, at least for some time, and it makes you reflect on the things that actually matter. Instances also where Mitch had argued about the importance of money, and we all can relate to it since we belong to a generation where we believe that as fast as we can, we need to just rake in these numbers of money, rake in a certain number of money into a bank account, and that's the road to happiness. But then we all know deep inside that we derive happiness out of the things that we love to do, and that is what is emphasized in this book in a more subtle way. So when you actually read this book, and I happened to read it thrice, not on the same day, it just so happened that I wanted to see what all this book had to offer. I happened to notice that the author has made his character like a satire on the reader. So what this means is that whatever he has been expressing to himself or to Morrie or to people around him is very much in tandem with whatever we think when we are planning of our lives, because we think of so many things planned out, roti, kapda, makan and all of that, but only a veteran and a contented old man and a wise man like Morrie could put those pieces of so much chaos into an orderly fashion and show a pathway that, hey, this is what life is all about, and you don't need to worry about all these trivial things, because at the end, when you will be nearing your death, this is what matters. So another sentence that he uses that, if you want to cry, it's okay. And I wasn't expecting that to come, and I wasn't expecting to tear up every time I read that sentence. It leaves a mark into your head and your heart, definitely, that you need to reconsider and re-evaluate and prioritize the things that you absolutely love and the things that you absolutely have to do or need to do instead of want to do. So yes, that is it for the review for this week's book, Tuesdays with Morrie, and I hope that if you have some time to spare, you can just quickly give this a read. It is, as I have mentioned it numerous times during the review, very easy on the eyes and also on your brain, but not as easy on your emotions. So you can just go ahead and give it a read and let me know if there are any of the books that you would recommend us to review, and we would love to do that. So see you on the other side. Take care, everybody. Until next time.